friends, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in today for the second video in our multi-unit leadership skill development session. It's going to take us about just over 2 weeks to go through all 7 principles from this great book here, Jim Sullivan and his teachings on multi-unit leadership. So why don't we dive right in to the principle we're going to talk about today, which Jim calls being a talent scout. And I do think that this is absolutely vital. It's one area of the regional leadership position that I don't think gets enough weight. It doesn't get enough kind of lean in action to how we guide our store leaders to think about hiring and recruitment. So there's a number of things that Jim talks about in this section. 3 things that really resonated for me. First and foremost, regional leaders, the best in the business, they believe to their core that hiring is the single most important thing that happens in the business units, whether it's retail, restaurants, hotels, doesn't matter. There is a real belief that hiring is the single most important thing that we do, and that they don't wait. The best leaders in the business don't wait for a vacancy on the team or somebody to hand in their notice to start that recruitment process. There is a belief that recruitment happens 365 days a year. We are always open to and looking for and willing to talk to great talent in our area because of the nature of turnover in retail and hospitality. You know, you might get some amazing folks that come on the market, and because you're not actively hiring, you miss the opportunity to engage with those folks and maybe do a little bit of upskilling in your business unit. So if you're ranking the roster, you know who your A's and B's are, you know who your C performers on the team are. And if you are constantly recruiting and constantly looking to talk to great talent, when those great folks come available and they walk through your doors, you're going to have an opportunity to have them join or be a part of the team. So I think that as a regional leader, it's really important to believe that hiring is the single most important thing that happens in your business units, to invest a lot of time in coaching your store leaders or your business unit leaders on recruiting, on hiring, why it's so important, which leads into the second thing that Jim talks quite a bit about, which is hiring for cultural fit. And I am a huge advocate of hiring for culture, team dynamic, if somebody has the right kind of personality, energy, soft skills, especially in the retail and hospitality worlds. I mean, we can train people to, this is how you make a pizza, or this is how the room gets turned over, or this is how you push this transaction through, or this is how you stock and face the shelves. I mean, we can train people how to do those things with really great training programs, but you can't, it's much more difficult to train somebody to be happy and smiley and cheerful if they're in a customer service role, or to train somebody to want to be a contributor to the team, or to work hard, or to remain composed when things get really busy. Soft skills are notoriously more difficult to train. So I think it's just so much better if you hire for all of those soft skills and you find that right personality fit for your store, for your team, and then just lean into really investing in proper training. We're going to get there in a different section of Jim's book to talk about training. So hire for cultural fit and just leave all of the skill, the tactical stuff, leave that to well-executed training. And then the final piece that I think is really interesting in Jim's book, the way he talks about being a talent scout, he talks a lot about regional leaders having what he calls a stay strategy. And this is wildly important. It gets missed all the time. We kind of live in this cycle of hiring, training, turnover, hiring, training, turnover. And we don't give enough airtime, or we don't lean into enough the idea of, oh, what if we focused on what it would take to keep our A players so that people would want to stay working here in my region, in this store. There's a number of things that you can do to build that stay strategy. I think stay interviews are one of the easiest things that we can do from a leadership perspective. I mean, for goodness sakes, I get so frustrated by, well, we've got to have a great exit interview strategy. And yes, that's true. It's important to understand why people are leaving, but isn't it equally as important to have a stay strategy, to understand why folks work for you, why they stay. And gosh, is there anything happening in the business or with the leadership or with the team? Is there anything happen that would cause you to maybe, put your head up and look for a different opportunity? In the world of the Great Resignation, where there's a number of industries that are in chronic shortage of hiring talent. The restaurant and retail industries are obvious contenders for really struggling in that area. It would make sense. You want to hire great people by having a strategy that has you constantly open to talking to talent as they come available, and then figuring out what you need to do to keep those people. So having that stay strategy in a region is really important. The regional leaders should have those conversations with their unit managers, and the unit managers should have those conversations with their team. At least once a year, if not more often. And it doesn't have to be like 30 minutes on the schedule and I'm gonna, person by person by person. I mean, yes, that's one way to start the process, but I think the best regional leaders and the best unit leaders just know, like, it's just a conversation. Hey, how's it going? Happy? Everything good? Anything we could do to make it even better? Those conversations, they don't take long at all, and they're really impactful. It's going to help you understand as a leader what you're doing really well, that folks love about, working in your region or working in one of the stores in your region. And you're also going to uncover some of the things that are maybe driving folks a bit crazy, or something that they don't like that's going on. It gives you an opportunity to fix that before we start talking about exit interviews and why you left. So really great stuff in the Talent Scout section. Really impactful leading. Those are my 3 big takeaways. Curious to see what yours are. Drop me a note in the comments, and I will see you guys in a few short days. Thanks so much.